I'm going to turn it over to whoever wants to say something. You can express frustration, anger, advice on things I should look at or consider, recommendations. And so we have the microphone, and people can come up. I think it'd be good if you came up and said what you want to say on the microphone so everyone else can hear it, because it's kind of a big room. Is that okay to do, Kirk? Think so? So I'm going to turn it over. So who would like to share your monologue on something? Anything and everything. How about you? There you go.
Yeah, just in my neighborhood, I see a lot of people putting these photovoltaic stuff. I don't know if how that all is going to pan out. And I'm not even sure how they're going about the process, because it's so confusing, you know. Do you pay, don't you pay, do they own your roof space or whatever? Do you have any thoughts on it?
So the question was that you see a lot of people in your neighborhood putting up photovoltaics, right? It's something that I'm very passionate about. I think that we need to free ourselves from our dependence on fossil fuel. You know, we're now down, we've actually done some good things. We've moved our consumption of fossil fuel. Right now we import about 92% of all the energy that we consume. And that's all fossil fuel. The other 8% is being generated by alternative energy. And yet, we probably have more alternative energy sources than any other place in the entire world, right? We got wind, we got solar you talked about, we got geothermal, we got ocean thermal, we got wave. What else do we have? I think, and biomass, right? Growing things that we can either burn or refine into different kinds of fuels. But photovoltaics is one of the great initiatives that has been undertaken. And what's really good is that we can help ourselves individually by putting them on our house. And there are great tax credits that are in place to reduce the cost. So I would like to come up with a program. I was looking at it when I was at the city, where perhaps the city could do a loan program to help those, because it can be $40,000, $26,000 to $40,000 to put them on your roof, and then you get the savings over a period of time. What if the city, through a loan program, was able to help people, and you pay back at the same time you pay your real property taxes? So, and it's something that some very progressive communities like Palo Alto and California have done. So I was looking at it, because I like to enhance and even see more people doing photovoltaics. To give us some greater independence from importing oil. Right now we ship out about $9 billion of our money, $9 billion every year. Now this is statewide for oil. That's crazy. We're a capital poor place, and yet we're sending all this capital out in exchange for oil. If we kept it here, if we kept a couple billion more here, a lot more people would be working. A lot more money would be flushed through our system. More food would be bought at Zippy's. More trucks would have been bought. I mean, all the things that drive our economy. So it's something I am very passionate about. Yes?
There's a lot of different facets to it. It can almost be confusing at some time. You know, there's so much information and misinformation. I guess maybe I'm asking you down the line if you can help people to understand, you know, the whole process of it. You know, I just found out now that you can charge, you can have batteries for emergency usage. I didn't know that before. So, but just maybe, like you say, government working, you know, with the homeowner or whomever to make this type of thing happen, and just information about it, more information.
Okay, so I do think that's important. More information on solar energy and photovoltaics, and like you mentioned, Kobe mentioned, you know, you can right now most homes when have photovoltaics, your meter goes backwards during the day when the sun's up. But you're not storing it, so it can help you in your house on electrical consumption. But at night, you're consuming energy, you're buying it off the grid again, and that's being generated mainly by fossil fuel. And the problem is that the batteries that exist today are very large. You have to create a big space in your home to store them, or under your house or somewhere, and it's expensive. I believe that technology is going to get better and better. You're going to be able to do it. But it's something that government can talk about. I also think there should be ways where maybe the utility company actually stores the energy. And one thing that we looked at, this is really interesting, is that with the energy being generated during the day, if you were to pump water from one reservoir lower to another reservoir higher, so let's say there's a reservoir here, you pump it up to Wahiwa, using energy generated by the sun. During the evening when the sun goes down, you let the water come back down through a pipe turning a turbine and you generate electricity. So you use the lake, you use the reservoir like one big battery in a way. by having that water come the other way. But there's much more we need to do in that, and that's a good question. I appreciate it. More things, yes. Yes, let's see if that works.
Hello. My name is Mark. I'm part of Local 368, a proud member of Local 368, and I live here in Ever Beach. And one of my main concerns for my babies, I have 3 lovely daughters, and they go to Ever Beach Elementary. And I just recently found out about GMO products, about the health issues concerning GMO products, and pink slime in the food. I'm concerned about that, and a lot of my neighbors don't know about this. And I was hoping maybe you can touch on that subject, maybe bring it up in the campaign, because my kids are being fed this at their school, at their local school. Not only my babies, but everyone else's babies. You know, GMO products cause sterility in the young kids. You know, mechanically separated pork, you know, has bleach and ammonia in it, and we don't eat bleach and ammonia, but they feed us to our kids at school. So that's a big concern of mine, and I want to bring it out to everybody. I want you to be educated about it.
Did everyone hear the question? I think you did, right? You guys are pretty good, has a good voice. You do good in the courtroom. Motion granted. So the concern is that GMO products is one, and then of course the pink slime that we've been reading about being used in many public school cafeterias around the country, not just in Hawaii, but around our country. On the GMO issue, the interesting thing, and this is, we have GMO corn, right now. And it's employing a lot, Monsanto out there in Kunia, it's employing a lot of people. It's actually creating ag jobs. It's one of the very positive parts of agriculture in our state right now, because as you know, ag has been going down and down for many years with the demise of sugar and then pineapple. And how do you replace it? So I'm in a little bit of quandary when you talk about GMO, because I do share your concern on some of the genetically modified seed crops that we're doing, because it can blow to other places, it can affect the indigenous species and change the plants. At the same time, I think, you know, it's one of the bright spots in terms of job creation. And this seed corn that's being generated here is then being put all over the world to grow corn to feed people. So I'm being really honest, I have mixed feelings about GMO, but I have concerns about the health aspects. The pink slime, I'm totally, you know, I didn't know about that. I know there's been a lot of discussion, and the USDA is now moving to try to regulate it, to disclose. But here's what I do believe. We have a right, I do believe this, you have a right to put whatever you want into your body if you want to. But I think you need to know what's in it, so you know what you're putting in. And so much more disclosure is something that I've always fought for. When I was in the House, I passed a bill that required greater disclosure on pesticides, like things like paraquat that people use, and how you store it, what's in it, what the health effects are. So you decide to use it, you know what's going to happen to you. So people can decide, is this something you want to use or not? And not to use it around schools, not to use it around where other people are. Also, disclosure on products, food products, is something I fought for. So, what I guess I'd say, sir, is that to the extent if it's not bad, if the government doesn't stop, then people need to know what's in it, and then decisions can be made. Now, it's hard for your kids going to the cafeteria, because then their choice is not to eat it, but then what are they going to eat for lunch? Are they going to bring home lunch, and you guys going to have to make it? Or is the school going to provide an alternative lunch so they get choice between, and the parents can tell them, you got a choice of what you want to eat. So that's about as much as I can answer your question right now, but it's a very, very controversial, highly discussed issue. But thanks for bringing it up, I appreciate that. More questions? Gotta hear. Yes, Peter. So this is Peter Galapan that I talked about earlier. Yeah.
You know, being a business manager for the labor union, I just wanted to give some history, maybe from 2009, when we became a business manager for the labor union when I met Kirk. And I wanted to go back to when you introduced me. It's not about me as the leadership, it's about the team, you know, office that helps and service our members, which is Sister Tony Figueroa, Alfonso Oliver, Joe Guinard, Uma, Kimo Drumbo, Mark Mabusala. They helped me to fight for the benefits and service our members of the labor union. But let me go back to Kirk. The reason why the labor union endorsed Kirk I remember back in 2008, we were negotiating this PLA for the rail. And I want to talk about the rail because I know it's going to be said that the mainland people will be taking the work from our local government system. 2008, there was about 10 different agreements for that one project that was never settled in 2008. Back in 2009, Kirk Caldwell came to every labor union to discuss about the PLA if he can bring it back to the table, which he did. Thank you. Something that I want to make clear to the public. The languages that we settled in this PLA for the rail. Is this mainland contractor ever was awarded one phase, they can bring in 7 core people into Hawaii to perform work. Anything after that will be local hires. Our brothers and sisters who haven't been working for 2 years now, that rail is now moving. And I want to thank Kirk Caldwell. He did that. And that is a very big concern. A lot of mainland contractors coming into Hawaii, taking work, taking food, taking our money away from our brothers and sisters. We're getting hard time putting food on the table, hard time putting clothes on the back, paying for the education. But this is what Kirk did for Honolulu. And that's why we really endorse Kirk Caldwell. Because he means what he said. He's a type of mayor. He's not just mount. He's a hands-on mayor. And the message that Kirk is saying tonight, and this is what I really do stress to our members who's here and retirees. The message that is being said tonight, please, talk to your family, talk to your friends, because it's very crucial. We can talk about the Sand Island digester out in Sand Island. Kirk Caldwell put the money into the budget to build the second digester. Why? Because the health and safety for the public. When he was the interim mayor at the time, he did put the money into the Sand Island digester. Guess what? The mayor at the time, and I'm sorry, I'm not a person who likes to criticize. If he worried about the public, as the mayor, now he would have kept that money the money into that digester so that it can be built. Because the public and the safety for all the communities is very important. It shows his character, it shows his leadership. But with Kirk, he shows his character and his leadership. It's not about him, it's about the public. It's about the health and safety. We want to live long. Trust me, I got grandkids. But with the leadership with Kirk as the mayor, I believe that it's going to make everybody's life so much easier. He's a person that I know that won't just close the door on anybody. I am the business manager, yes. I'm the voice of Kirk, if he doesn't want to listen to me, I'll put his feet to the fire. I might be young, trust me, I ain't. I feel old right now. But please, the message that the reason why Kirk is having this, spread it to you guys, family, your friends, your ohana. This is the man right here. I can tell you straight. Just for that small amount of time that I knew Kirk, he's a person who's hands-on. He understands the community. He understands the concerns that we have. But that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Kirk.
You know, just one. Mike, yes. Okay, Mike is saying, well, I want to see a show of hands. Who wants to hear me talk some more? Or questions? And who wants to eat? But you guys got to promise, afraid to put your hand up. But will you promise me this? Get food, and then come back. But just talk a little bit more. Because I mean, there could be guys from like, yeah, Kadoa, you may want to ask questions too. I don't want to, and of course, I have a beach. So let's have some cow and then we'll come back. But before, Kirk, could you just bless the food and all of us? I'd really appreciate it.